It's packing day. You're ready to go on a holiday, and today's the day that you have to start putting everything into your case. But what are the most important things you need to have in that case? I'll tell you all on this episode of Disney for Brits. Hey D for Beers, how are you? Welcome to the next episode of Disney for Brits. On this episode we're going to be talking about what you should put in your hand baggage. So I'll tell you all about it, and there's going to be some surprises there as well. Before I go any further, I'd love you to subscribe to the channel. I'd love you to click on the subscribe button, click on the bell so that you get told when something's coming along, and like the channel. And please tell anybody that you know that you think might be interested in the things that we have to say on the channel. So what do you need to take in those bags that you take on the plane? I'm going to give you the top 10 items now. First of all, coming up is phone chargers and cables. Don't forget about these. You're going to be on a long flight, and when you get to the States you're going to want to be able to use your phone, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So make sure you've got some cables, make sure you've got a charger. You're probably going to be able to charge it on the plane. You may well find somewhere at the airport that you can charge it. If you do, try and use your own chargers, because there's been some horror stories about people hacking into phones. But keep those with you and make sure your phones are nicely charged for when you land. The next one's all about your destination. You've probably got it in your phone, but don't forget to have a printout of your destination. When you get to the immigration desk, they're going to want to know where you're staying, and you're not allowed to have your phone out. Also, it's going to be really good if you get into a car or a cab, you know where you're going. So have your destination name, have the address, have the zip code, and maybe even have a map as well. It's great to keep that with you so you don't have to rely on your phone. Talking about phones, the next one is having a phone that works in the States. Now, I've talked about this on a number of my videos in the past about making sure that your phone works in the States, and there's a number of ways that you can do this. Most networks allow you to add on for international calls. That's great to do. I'm a massive fan of 3. I use their 3 at home, which means when I'm in the States it's as if I'm in the UK. I get my data, my text, my calls, and it's great to use that. And you will want your data. When you get into the parks, certainly Disney have got Wi-Fi everywhere, and that's great, and you can catch up on things, and you need that for fast passes and for meal planning, etc. But if you've got a sat nav in your car, or if you're going to use your phone as your sat nav, you're probably going to want data. So take a look, check out with your provider, see what they allow you to do, and make sure everybody in the family has got it. You don't want any surprise bills when you get home. The next one is about having some cash. Now, everybody's using plastic all the time now, but it's a really great idea to have some cash when you get to the airport. You may have somebody offering to take your bag for you. It's great to give them some dollars. You may want to buy yourself a Starbucks or something, and you don't want to use cards. So I always make sure I've got $100 or so in change, in notes or coins, probably more notes than coins, and use that when I get there for those things. If you're not sure what the money's all about, check out one of my other videos. I'll try and pop it up here, but it explains to you all about the notes and the coins in the States. So watch out for them. They can give you a nasty surprise because they're all the same size and colour. But make sure you've got some dollars for when you get to the airport, or if you want to tip somebody, the person that takes your bags into your room or whatever. Tipping is common in the States, so just have some dollars available to do that.
Next one, some people are surprised at, is suntan lotion. Why would I put that in my handbag? Well, when you get to the airport, there's a good chance you're going to be going outside at some point. Orlando Airport is pretty well covered, but at some point you're going to go outside, so make sure you've got it in your bag in case you need to use it. Keep under the 100ml rule, so those lovely people at customs, immigration, etc. don't stop you going on the plane. And check out some of the types of suntan lotion that are available. There's some that you put on in the morning and they last you all day. You may not want to use those for when you land at the other side, but it's a great idea to have some sunblock.
The Florida sun is really, really strong, and it's something we often underestimate. You will see really, really lobster coloured Brits on day 2 or 3 in the parks. Make sure you're not that person by getting some sun cream on you, and especially youngsters. As soon as you get there, so that before they go out into the sun and it's hot, even if there's clouds, the sun's still there doing its magic. Make sure everybody's well protected. The next one links to the previous one about sun cream, is sunglasses and hats. Hats obviously to keep the sun off of you, maybe because you've been on a flight and your hair's a bit of a mess. Sunglasses are really important. Quite often we'll fly from the UK and the weather's not great when we leave. It'll be cloudy, it'll be rainy. The last thing we're thinking about is sunglasses. When you land there, all being well, you're going to have bright sunshine. So make sure you've got sunglasses with you. And again for the youngsters, so that everybody gets the eye protection. If you need prescription glasses like me, make sure you've got prescription sunglasses with you, and pack an extra pair of both, so that if one gets broken, you're still okay for the rest of the holiday. But don't forget, hot sun, hat and sunglasses to protect you. The next one's particularly if you're staying in Disney, and maybe not for much longer, I'm recording this in May 2021, is to have your magic bands. If you've used them before and you want to use them, pop them in your hand baggage, because then as soon as you get to the Disney hotel and you get checked in or whatever, you've got your magic band there and you can get it ready to use. If you're not going to use magic bands, or you're going to get them issued by the hotel, don't worry about that, but don't forget to take them, and if you do, put them in your hand baggage. The next one is all about eating on the plane. Now, you're probably going to get food on the plane. In fact, you will get food on the plane, but we all know it's not massive amounts. If you're like me, you'll have a decent breakfast before you hop onto the plane, but then you're on there for 9, 10, 11 hours. Now, I, as you can tell, will pretty much eat anything. Other people aren't as fortunate, or a little bit more selective about what they eat. My partner can't eat gluten and is vegetarian, which means airplane meals are really hit and miss. You'll either get a really lovely vegetarian meal with some bread, or a sandwich that's got vegetarian fillings, etc. So we always make sure we take some snacks on the plane with us. It can be fruit, it can be anything you want really, but make sure you've got something in there, and especially for the youngsters, little bags of sweets or something to keep them busy, or if you don't want sweets, little bags of grapes and carrots. But have some food with you in your bags on the plane. One thing about fruit and veg, if you take fruit and veg with you, get rid of it on the plane, put it in the bins. Do not take it through American customs. They won't thank you for it. You'll be filling out a form that says I've got no fruit or veg or meat on me, and if you've got some left in your bag, you're going to have a long wait. So make sure you clear any food you take, apart from sweets, out of your bag before you get off the plane, and ask the crew to pop them in the rubbish. Next one is about your health. If you take prescription medicine or medicine of any kind, make sure you've got some of that in your hand baggage as well. It doesn't have to be the complete 2 weeks worth, but you definitely want to have enough for the 24-hour period or whatever. If you're checking into the hotel the night before, make sure you've got a couple of days worth. You definitely want to be leaving them in their original packaging, and by that I don't necessarily mean the boxes, but the foil packs. When you're going through customs and immigration and they look at your bag and they find a bag of pills, that can be quite often be difficult to explain, and you might not remember what everything is. So just snip off a couple of days worth of each of the prescription tablets that you need. Similarly, headache tablets, seasickness, air sickness tablets, take those as well. Pop them in a Ziploc bag in your hand baggage. Leave them in the boxes, or at least the foil packs, so that you know what they are if you're asked about them. The final one that I always suggest people do, and I get some really weird looks when I do this, about an hour before the plane is going to land, I will generally disappear off into the bathroom and come out with a complete separate set of clothes. There's some good reasons for this. Number one, it's going to be warm when we land. There's a good chance it wasn't warm when we left the UK. Number two, I'll have been wearing those clothes for 12 to 15 hours, depending on what time we got up to go to the airport, and have got another 5 to 10 hours use of them. And the thirdly is I want to be comfortable when I'm there, and it's one of the holiday traditions that we do on the plane. About an hour before landing, pop in, put on some lighter shoes, put on some shorts, get rid of the heavy jumpers that we've been traveling in, and just be holiday ready. And it's a mind thing. I've got my holiday clothes on, I'm going to have a holiday. So my hint and tip is always take a change of clothes, change into them about an hour before you go. Keep an eye on your watch. Don't wait for that last 25-minute warning, because you might not make it as everybody rushes to the washrooms. But take a change of clothes, and then when you get off the plane and the Florida heat hits you, you're ready to take advantage of it in your shorts and t-shirt and whatever else you've got on. So there you have it, my top 10 of things that you should put into your hand luggage. Now, you can obviously spread this across bags if you're a family group. Clearly only the adults should have the medicine, but it gives you a little bit of everything from eye protection to medicine to some snacks to a change of clothes. But what do you think? What else would you put in your hand luggage that I've missed out on? Put in the comments below, I'd love to hear. When you are thinking of traveling to the States, to Florida, don't forget it's really important that you pick a travel agent that you trust. I'm very happy to be that travel agent. I'd love to be the person that actually creates the holiday for you and your family, and you get all of my extra skills and knowledge and ability and planning, and that's all free of charge. So if you're interested in me helping, drop me a note. My details will be at the top of the screen at D4B Travel. Also, check out my book on Amazon, my magical Disney planner, which will help you plan that holiday. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like and share with everybody you know. The more people we help, the better it is for everybody. I hope that's been useful. That's my top 10. If there's more things you think we should put on there, tell me all about it and I'll share them on another video. Until then, as our pal Mickey says, I'll see you real soon.